Is wearing a mask going to protect us? Masks, actually, are not helpful in protecting yourself, but they are very good for protecting other people if you have a cough, bad throat or a fever and you think you might be infected. The trouble with masks is that if you take it off, it could be covered with virus on the outside. That virus will get onto your hands, and if you put your hands to your eyes, your nose or your mouth, you could get infected that way. What is the best way to protect yourself? Just as with masks, the virus can actually collect on surfaces. It can be on the hands of somebody who is infected or on things they have touched. That means you need to wash your hands all the time. As regularly as you possibly can. Experts say the best way to wash your hands is with soap and water, and take 20 seconds doing that. The public health experts say if you can't wash your hands, use a hand sanitizer instead. Who is most at risk? Schools have told by government to stay open. For reasons we are not sure about, children actually are and not very much affected at all. The people who are most at risk from this virus are the older people and those who have underlying health conditions. Are there any treatments for this virus out there? There are no drugs at the moment to treat people with coronavirus. We may get a treatment for this, but actually the only way finally to prevent this coronavirus infecting people is through a vaccine. That is what we really need. And it will take probably 18 months to get there, because these things have to be trialed in human beings and we have to be sure that they are absolutely safe as well as effective. That may sound like a long time, but we may get some sort of respite. In the summer, just as with flu, this virus spreads between people at close quarters. In the summertime, they are far less likely to be cooped up at home or anywhere else for that matter. Some people think that you can protect yourself by having the pneumonia vaccine. Unfortunately, that is against bacterial pneumonia and this is viral pneumonia, so it is not going to work. It is useful to have the flu vaccine, however. If only that means that you won't get flu. And so you won't burden the health service. How to prevent this virus? That includes washing your hands a lot, avoiding shaking hands with people or kissing them on the cheek, and it means staying at home if you feel unwell, and where we believe they are coming from is what we call wet markets in China, where they keep live animals, and basically the feeling is you get some kind of invigoration from the animal. But the closer it is to have been alive, the more you get. And so they keep these animals alive, stacked on top of each other in these wet. A perfect way to transmit viruses back and forth between species. And they are all closed now in China, and the Chinese government has made a suggestion that they are gonna try and outlaw these wet markets. This is really ingrained in traditional Chinese culture, and so it would be very difficult. But, if we do not close these wet markets, we will see more coronaviruses. And so, for SARS, it was from bats to civet cats, and the civet cats were actually kept in the restaurants in Hong Kong until they were ordered. And so the civet cat had one from the bat to the civet cat to humans. For MERS, it actually went from the bats to camels. And it is the camels that are transmitting it to humans. In this situation, the highest suspect is the pangolin, and pangolins are basically armored ant-eaters. They are mammals. They are an endangered species, but they were kept in these wet markets, and there is a coronavirus from a pangolin that is a 99% match with this current coronavirus. So that looks likely. The sad thing is that despite the fact it is endangered species, and it is illegal to sell them in China, this is the most trafficked endangered species in the world. The meat is considered the delicacy for rich Chinese, and then the scales are used in traditional Chinese medicine. Leave a comment below if you think the coronavirus outbreak get better this summer. If this video has been useful to you, press the like button, and don't forget to subscribe.